Sex Party with your host, Dustin Rybka.
Hello, welcome to Sex Party. I'm your host, Dustin Rybka. With me on the show this week, we have a returning guest. She is super popular adult star and OnlyFans creator, Jade Greene. Jade has been very, very busy since her last appearance on the show. In the last 6 weeks alone, she has done 2 gangbangs, an orgy, and 2 glory holes, plus a swap. She has also shot a scene where she was dressed as a giant mouse getting fucked. Jade tells one of the craziest, I know you guys have heard me say this before, but she tells one of the craziest strip club stories that we have had on the show yet. She also talks about wanting to do DVP, wanting to do a DP, and doing anal for the first time. We also talk about the right way to choke someone during sex. So without further ado, please enjoy my conversation with Jade Greene.
This week's conversation.
It is crazy, and it's always a good day when I get to say this on Sex Party. But Jade Greene, welcome back to the show. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. Actually, 2 days ago, I hit my 60th shoot in my career.
Oh my God! Wait, so 60 different scenes
in 10 months.
In 10 months, that's a lot of sex. That's a lot of sex.
And that's not even counting like collabs.
Oh, what? You don't count for loyal fans or OnlyFans or something?
Yep.
Yeah. For the people listening on the audio side, I'm wearing a Loyal Fans hat that I was gifted from Loyal Fans at the Loyal Fans booth at Chicago Exotica, which was an amazing time. Shout out to Loyal Fans. Thanks for the hat. Yeah. So collabs. If you included collabs, where would we be at? Like well over 100 or what?
Yeah, like double that. So probably.
Yes, Jade Greene loves to fuck.
I really do. It's one of my passions in life.
Yeah, well, I think that's important. And I was telling you just a little bit before we started recording, like a lot of people sort of reached out after your first episode about a lot of things. I mean, you are former Miss Maryland, and you were like getting gangbanged and like ganged up on and having sex with multiple people, like whatever. But also like, you did this thing in a FEMA base camp where you were like, a bunch of military dudes and there was an audience of people watching or whatever. I said all this wild stuff, but you were still very former Washington Capitals cheerleader, just getting down and dirty behind the scenes. But like you were very, you came across very empowered in your sexuality, and you were like, this is who I am. This is what I like. No one's forcing me into it. I'm doing it for me. And so that resonated with a lot of people.
Yeah, I think, the reality about like my job, of course, is it's not for everyone. And, it's, it would be like comparing Little League or, like college basketball with like NBA. I mean, we are on a different level where we're doing more things. We're putting ourselves in much more hardcore circumstances, which for me is fun. But I think regardless of like how sexual you are or like with whom, you should really own it and be proud of it, because it's one natural part of like our overall health and wellness. I actually was talking to another actress about this the other day, that I really believe like just having a lot of sex, or like at least, maybe not having sex with other people, but at least being sexually active in some sense of the way, is healthy for you and is even like an anti-aging agent. Oh, yeah. So very cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is. And I think that's more valid the older that you get, to be honest with you, because most people, let's be real, like, as we get older, we like, start pounding the potato chips and drinking the beer and fucking doing the drugs and
you get like lazy about yourself, and it's like not even necessarily just about the vanity. It's about feeling good about yourself and feeling what you got.
Yeah, and everybody's guilty of doing everything I just mentioned. God knows I've fucked up some
For sure.
some fucking beer and some potato chips in my day, but like you do get less sleep. You do have lots less sex. Even if you're someone who is very sexually, I don't know, like a very sex, like you have a lot of sex around you, like yourself or myself or whatever, like whatever. And so it's like, even at that, the amount still goes down. And, it's like the older you get, it's like sometimes you have sex and it's like, oh my fucking God, I feel so much better, like immediately, right? So you're so right.
Yeah, and unlike drinking or like doing any party drug, there's no like hangover to it. So why not embrace like one of the few things that we've been given naturally and with sobriety that we can have fun with? That's how I look at it. Is it's like that's like one of the very few ways for sober individuals to have fun, even if they've never been addicted to anything like that, and exercise, creativity. And I feel like that fits in there, along with creativity, along with athletic activities. Like sexual activities are an important part of people's lives, whether or not like they realize it.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody wants to die without at least trying a threesome. I mean, come on.
I agree. I think that would be blasphemy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what combination. Just like, I mean, everybody wonders. Well, I wonder what that would be like. Everyone. I mean, I feel like everybody doesn't want to leave this planet without trying it with at least two people at once.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that, because one of the more fascinating points people talk to me about is my sexual experience with multiple people before porn. I really loved it. See, I'm queer and I lean very like aromantic, where it's like I am more about the sex than dating, and I'm just very disinterested in dating altogether. Now, fucking though, like as long as somebody is very respectful, meets me with kind energy, I am super open to giving and receiving from them. And I've always just kind of had that attitude where it's like, as long as it's consenting adults who, are being safe and being clean, that's all that really matters to me.
Wait, is that a term, aromantic?
Aromantic is,
Ooh, tell me
I
everything.
wouldn't say like I am for sure, and that's what I need to be called, but like I do identify with that more and more, where it's like, it's not squishy feely for me. It's more of like I love sex. Yeah. I want to have sex. Who better to have sex with than people I get along with?
Yeah. More of that is actually like fascinating. I'm having an epiphany right here in real time, because I feel the same way. And my partner and I have talked so many times about opening the relationship, or like having threesomes or swapping and whatever. And obviously in with that comes, her worries, my worries, like, oh, like she's going to get some dude, if we swap, she's going to get some dude with a giant fucking dong that's bigger than mine and then leave me and whatever. And I'm like, I've learned through doing the show, it's kind of like, well, if that's all it took, then why am I? Yeah. And that's the thing is I have, I'm in love with my girlfriend. Right. And for me, I have always felt, but I've never known that there was a terminology for it. I've always felt like I could have sex with a bunch of people and still be in love with my chosen partner. Right.
Well, aromantic even takes it a step further. So like what you're describing, ethical non-monogamy, that is an umbrella term that can cover polyamory. Yeah. It can cover people that are just in partnerships. Aromantic takes it a step further, and it's like people that just like don't have romantic desires or capabilities. Like, and I have had friends in my life for 15 to 20 years, and I know that it's something that is consistent, because when I talk to them, I'm like, does this make sense to them? And they're like, yeah, the way you are. I have never been, even in committed relationships, I would do that because like that person was sexual and a best friend, and they just so happened to be the best of best friends because they were around me all the time. I would move in. I moved in, I think, with two out of my long-term, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2. 2 of my long-term boyfriends. And yeah, like it was not necessarily, to me, it never elicited like crazy reactions from me. And it was just not something that,
Yeah.
it wasn't something I gave a shit about. And even now, like if I date moving forward, like loosely date, I don't even want to live with a partner. Like, and I've been this way. I've actually been this way for years. This isn't something I decided overnight. Like, this was me in Alaska living alone.
Yeah.
And I realized, like, I like living apart. And that's a whole other thing, like living apart from partners and like wanting that permanently. Like, that is me. Like, I am a little, like, after I fuck a bunch of people, I need my space.
Man,
like,
yeah. No, I totally
need
dig
my
that.
hot cocoa.
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. Well, that's interesting too, because I often tell my girlfriend, like, I hate relationships, and if I wasn't in one with her, I wouldn't be in one, because her and I just sort of happened.
That just shows she's right for you then, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I didn't.
And you're just really picky.
Am I? Is that what it is? Because I just don't like stuff. I really don't. Besides her, I took a 6 or 7 year break from fucking dating. Like I just didn't want to date. I
bet that was fun.
I loved it. I love being alone. I love doing my shit. And then you'd have someone that's like, "Hey, can I come over?" And you're like, okay." And then they're like, "Can I stay the night?" And I'm like, maybe one night. And they're like, one night would try to turn into 2, and then 2 would try to turn into 3, and I'd be like, "Get out." Yeah, like, get out. Like, we've done the thing like 17 times. I'm done.
For me
I'm
too,
done.
like, it's also like my hobbies. Like, I mean, writing is one of those things, like, I don't need to be totally alone and in silence, right? Like, I can write if there's music on or TV, or like, and I've written when like a boyfriend was around or whatever. But like, marathon running is really hard to have relationships around, because 90% of the time my long runs are going to fall on weekends, because races are usually on weekends. So you want to match like your long distance days with what race day you're actually going to be running your marathon or full or ultra marathon. I actually have an ultra coming up. That's 12 hours long.
Holy shit, you're nuts.
But like, I have to wake up at like 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning to make like a 4-hour run possible, or else like I'll be running into that late afternoon.
Yeah.
So like, any guy I date has to basically accept like there's never going to be a late night on a weekend, like during season. Like, I can't do late nights. You have to be okay with me rolling out of bed to like, and 5 alarms I don't listen to. I ignore my 5 alarms at 5 in the morning, so I don't wake up maybe till 5:15 after 5 alarms. So you have to tolerate not only waking up super early, but my noisy ass alarms not waking me up for the first like 5 times.
Yeah.
So it's rough. Like, obviously that's not romantic. That's a mood killer, like, to wake up to that.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, I mean, so are you usually with people that you're sleeping with? Are you just sending the text like, "Yo, come get this pussy," and then you can leave? Or like, how do you handle that?
These days I just go to them.
Oh.
Like, it's easier.
Yeah.
And then this is awful. If I really am not feeling it and I'm not sure if it's like a first time I'm hanging out with like a co-talent Offset or whatever, I'll leave my birth control at home just so I can be like, "Oops, I forgot my birth control. I have to go home now."
Sorry. Yeah. Bye. That's yeah. Well, on that note, let's jump forward. Or sorry, I don't know what the fuck. Let's jump backwards to the very beginning. And for let's say, like, you were on the show, and like, again, this is your second appearance on the show. You had one of the biggest episodes of last season. People fucking loved you. Lots of compliments, lots of questions, and I just tried to send them all to your OnlyFans. Like, just go check out our OnlyFans, dude, or whatever. And they claim they did, so we'll see whatever. But let's say somebody just, like, I don't know, had a incident with some pills, and they like missed the last episode, and they've been passed out ever since, and they're waking up now, and they don't know you, they don't know what you do, who you are. Could you talk a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, certainly. So I am a former like pageant queen on both a national and state level. I was Miss Virginia, Miss Maryland, and yeah, like I also was a professional cheerleader for a year for the Washington Capitals. and turned into an erotica author, porn star. But in between all of those things was a stripper to kind of make the big dream come true of being a pageant queen and cheerleader.
So you were stripping while trying to become a pageant queen. No one knew except for the people that you were.
Yeah, like this was long before the days of everything being on the internet. And I mean, even back then, it was still a risk. Like, of course, if someone took a picture and posted it on Facebook, because like that was back then too, that would have been a risk. But I was dancing on the Baltimore block, and I made the conscious choice of picking a club. Like, I remember I worked across the street from like Larry Flint Hustlers Club, and I chose not to work there because they featured their dancers on the website. I knew with my participation in pageants, that just wasn't an option. So I picked one of the smaller clubs that I knew, like, they weren't going to photograph me. They weren't going to try to make me feature dance. And it was a, hole in the wall spot on the block that I could dance, make my money, and just get out of there, which I did. And it was such a good experience. Like, I did go back to dancing a few times in between my, like, day job, which I was an accountant for a long time. And yeah, now I'm in the porn world. I fully jumped in.
You sure did.
Just, I feel like I went from dipping my toes to like took the first step with like stripping, erotica writing, took another step, and then like OnlyFans, and then I just like belly flopped into porn.
Yeah. Well, you've done some wild things since you've been on the show the last time, which we'll get to. But the one thing I do want to ask, well, there's multiple things, but the one thing I do want to ask you, because it sort of become a thing on the show, and forgive me if I asked you when you were on the first time. I did not go back and watch or listen to our last one, but it was so recent. But like also, I might have early onset dementia, so we don't really know if I remember things correctly. So whatever. That being said, one of the things that's become one of my favorite new little features of the podcast is I love absolutely insane strip club stories, and every stripper has some insane strip club stories, and I'm buying you time right now to think of one or two maybe insane strip club stories that you have. But we have had some doozies on the show. So do you have any crazy strip club stories from your time as a stripper?
I have a few. I have quite a few. So it's pretty interesting. Do you want one that's more sexy or more like hood? Because I do dance in Baltimore.
Well, I mean, you could give us both if you want.
Okay, I'll give you both.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of them was very, like, I feel like this would only happen at, like, a small strip club, because a large strip club would have been, like, fuck right off. So a guy came in and offered one of the dancers, like, $200 or $300 to shit in a box, and, like, we're not talking, like, yeah. We're not talking, like, a lab box. Like, this guy did not come in, like, with a sanitary option for her to like poo in either. Like, it's a shoe box. It's a freaking shoe box. So she agrees, but she doesn't have to poop. The bouncer so kindly offers to poop for her. He is a big 300-pound dude. So he does it. He poops in the box. The guy then like gives her the money. I think it was like $200 or $300, whatever. Gives her the money, leaves with the box. He comes back 2 hours later, throws the box on the fucking yes. He throws the box onto the like MC stand or the host stand, and it like goes over.
No.
He starts screaming that it is not women's poo. It is not female poo. And like, I don't know what accent he had, but he had a very thick, I think it was like an Eastern European accent or something like that. Maybe it was like some kind of Asian accent, but not one I recognized. He was very upset. This was not poo that had come from that dancer. My first question was like, what did he do? Like, how do you know that? How did he...
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Maybe he worked at Cologuard or something.
Craziest small strip club story, because that would never fly in a normal strip club. He'd be like, "Sir, please leave." Like,
that is fucked up. So wait, did this shit fly over and hit everyone, or?
It didn't hit anyone because like the way the stand was, it was like kind of angled against the wall. So the club was like a longer club on the Baltimore block where it's like longer than it is wide, and the stand was like here. So it fortunately only got on a few empty chairs, and like
What the fuck? That's
I just
crazy.
was like so flabbergasted that this dude knew the difference between male and female. I was like, all right, so obviously this is his thing. He is an expert in
he's running a lab or something at home. That's wild.
Maybe, like, I don't know, who freaking knows. And then the other story, my personal story, this is more of a sexy / like weird story. So I met an NFL player, and it was really interesting because he was like he was dressed really casually the night that I approached him, and there was another dude that was like probably 10 or 20 years older than him in a suit. But he was pretty dead, so I was like, I'm gonna go walk over to him because he looked really friendly, which I thought was adorable. Like, he was like smiling at me. I was like, that guy's more approachable. So I find out he's like an NFL player, and I'm like, oh, cool. Like, he actually has money to spend on me. And we go and get a room and whatever. He starts to become like my regular, and a couple of other girls they're regular because he can. And I'm like, heck yeah. But then like one time we went back, and I knew he was like more dominant, but I need to know what's happening or else I get thrown off guard and confused. So we're in one of the back rooms, and I never escorted out of the club because I know some clubs are cool with all their dancers doing it, and that's kind of a different story. But like, this was one that was not cool with it, so I did not do that. But like, he was like trying to like, get a little handsy and stuff. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Then he tells me to open my mouth. I thought spit. And not just like a spit, like normal spit, like a loogie. And to say that I was disappointed is an understatement. Yeah. I was really mortified. There are some times when spit in the mouth's fine, but when you're expecting something totally different and that's what you get, it's just, that's not what I wanted. I wanted, dick or something else.
So he was paying to do like an extra, we call it, right? A strip club extra. He was going to pay.
Yeah, he was paying for a room.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. Okay. And so you're like, all right, sure. And then so you go to do it. And he's like, open your mouth, and he spits and he loogies in your mouth. What did you do?
I swallowed it and then frowned and then just like went along with it.
See, these two stories is why I love this feature that I like. And I'm like obsessed with crazy strip club stories. I might have to do a whole episode where I just clip them all together and release them.
I feel like a lot of porn stars that become porn stars from strippers appreciate porn a little bit more just because we have to deal with the crazy shit of the general public. And some people are amazing. I've had incredible clients, but then of course you get other clients who do crazy things or throw poop at your host. There's just...
Yeah, that's fucking insane. That's just absolutely insane. Like that's like up there with the ones I've heard. And we've had stories where it's like there's been attempted murders, like someone gassed the fucking club out and shit. Yeah, like with like fucking pepper spray and shit, and strippers fighting and shit and whatever. We've had quite a few insane stories. So the loogie guy, did he put his penis in your mouth, or did he or what?
We hooked up, so we ended up like being like casually talking and dating a little bit after this. And I actually broke my celibacy for him because that's when I first moved to Miami. I was like celibate until I went into the industry, from men at least. Like, I was hooking up with women, but I was being really safe because Miami is not the safest place to be having raw sex on camera with just anyone. Yeah. And this was before the industry. I was just dancing. So we started talking outside the club, and he's my age. We're really getting along. I think he's like a year younger, but like, we're in the same generation. We're talking about all of our interests that are a lot of them are shared. But he wanted like a child tomorrow, like yesterday. Like, he was NFL player. He has money, and like now he has like a real estate business. He has a few businesses right now, so he's doing fine. Like, he is ready to have a baby. So that's what ultimately broke us up, because I I got out of stripping and we hooked up and started dating after I got out of stripping, like the brief period before porn. There was like 4 or 5 months where I was back in like a civilian normal job. And then I realized, I'm like, I hate this. I still hate this. I've done this 10 years. I still don't want to do it. So then I finally just jumped into porn, and he and I we're acquaintances now. Like, we're not super close, but he was nice.
Yeah.
He was nice after he realized he needs to ask me to spit in my mouth before he spits in my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, consent. What the heck? That's like the number one step. What the fuck? You know?
Yeah, consent is sexy. I don't get why people.
Yeah. Even the first, word of consent, non-consent is consent. Okay. So like get your consent. Let's check in on your OnlyFans, because I know last time it was wild. What does your OnlyFans look like now, and what are some of? And again, I would never kink shame anybody. I would never yuck anyone's yum. We're not that show. I'm not that person. Sex positivity all the way. And I guess I won't say weird, but what are some of the stranger, more different requests that you're getting, like for customs on OnlyFans?
The weirdest one was doing one for a furry, and I just finally got that fulfilled. I'm going to be posting it soon, but he bought me a mouse mascot outfit. He wanted to see me get fucked in this outfit, which I was totally fine with. One thing I've learned about furries is that they're very introverted. Like, most of them just don't want to show their face. And so it's really helpful for them to wear all of that and like to see other people in it. It transforms their reality for them. It's a form of escapism through costume. So we did a horror where I was a humanoid lab rat.
Okay.
And Nikki Rebel, Lucy Fox, and Naomi Trophy, she's like brand new porn star.
What a cool name.
They are like the medical staff. Like, so Nikki's the doctor, mad scientist, and Lucy is the nurse, and then Naomi is like a hospital administrative nurse that's like checking up, like a researcher that's checking up to make sure this is valid research that's being sent. And Nikki is trying to breed the rat human.
Oh my God.
There's actually a picture already from it on Instagram of me in the mouse costume, and all you can see is like my smile in the like mouth and him fucking me missionary.
Okay, so somebody rang in on your OnlyFans and was like, "Hey, I want this custom," and you went and got like 3 other adult stars to help pull it together?
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, no other guys, like, I don't know what it was with the furry subcategory, because there's a lot worse. I mean, fecal play is one of those. I'm sorry, like, I will debate someone on this. It's not kink shaming, but I will debate that fecal play takes more involvement and is less hygienic than furry play. Like, it just is. So people act like furry play is like one of those things that it's like, oh, if you're into that, you're like so fucked up. And it's like, no, they're probably autistic. I'm autistic, so like I understand other autistic people. They're freaking autistic, like most of them.
Sure, yeah.
Or really introverted.
Yeah. And
like he really wanted to see. That's what got his jollies off, was seeing that. And so I couldn't find like a single male to do it with me, because like a lot of guys kept saying, "Oh, this isn't good for my brand." Like, they were actually I asked probably 5 or 6 guys about this, even guys that I had collabed with multiple times, and they just weren't feeling it. And I think part of it too was how many guys can hold an erection while fucking a mouse.
I mean, they wouldn't fuck you in a mouse costume?
Well, I'm like, you can't see no, they wouldn't. You can't see my face in it though. Like, you really can't. All you could see was like, you could see a little bit of my mouth. In the photo, you could see all of it, but you can barely see it, most of it, and just the hole where my vagina is.
I mean, but who wants to die saying that they never tried that? I think that'd be like a great check mark to have on the list.
It was really kinky, I'm not gonna lie, and like kind of funny and weird. I was like having a blast being the little creature.
Does it get hot?
It was hot. I will say mascot costumes are hot. So I was like by the end of it, I was drinking a lot of Gatorade in between.
Yeah, I feel like you'd be sweating to death in there. Well, what?
But it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I'm excited. I'm gonna put at least 10 minutes of it on Pornhub.
Oh yeah, you have to. That's fucking great. So the custom then goes to the customer, and then he do you have to ask him for permission to use it, or you can use it because it's yours?
No, he was totally fine with me doing this because he understood. Like at first, it was just impossible. I could not find like a guy to do the mouse thing. There was one guy that agreed, but like the problem was he was nowhere near. I think he was in Tampa. He was really far away, so it was almost impossible to coordinate it. And then Nikki and I like had this conversation because we were in that Team Skeet shoot recently together. I told him about it. I was like, I have had this mouse mascot outfit in my freaking kitchen for like 3 weeks, or in the corner of my living room for 3 weeks. My roommate hates it. My roommates are getting so annoyed that this thing is just like sitting out there. Like, I need to do something with it because it's creepy and I need to like put this thing to use. So we did, and actually yeah, it makes me want to explore other weird shit like that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It was kind of fun in its own weird way.
No, I would imagine it's fucking fun. Well, it sounds like an expensive custom, number one.
Yeah, the costume itself, I think he spent like $500 on it.
But then you have to go get all the other people, so that feels like that could be more expensive too, you know?
It really helps with like Nikki has he has pro equipment, which is so helpful, and then his wife comes to collabs to like actually shoot with us, which was so awesome. Yeah, shout out to Elle for being the awesome director and production of Nikki's collabs with us.
Fucking mousetrap, yeah. Fucking yeah. Where did the guy come? Did he come inside you, or did he pull out and come all over the costume, or what?
And he was so great with dialogue. Like, Nikki is such a professional. He's like, Nurse Lucy, go on to the rodent.
Oh my God.
He's like, go eat the rodent's pussy.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, you know, they are cannibals in real life, so so there's that. Yeah.
That's awful.
I know, trust me. I don't. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna. I think
that's a fetish. That's not a good one.
Yeah, I think that's awesome and good for that. Well, what is the request you get the most of on OnlyFans?
People love me doing like group stuff and like gangbangs, or like I get a lot of requests with Jay Myers because we've been doing some of that, and recently him and I just did a swap, which I'm so excited. That's me, Renee Rose, James Angel, which will be available soon on my OnlyFans. And yeah, like they love seeing that. I think too, I make the best porn in groups because I'm just so happy. Like I do. It's not that I can't have the same chemistry on BG, because I do, but it's just that there's a lot more moving parts and more diversity, more to look at. Like instead of maybe one blonde, tall guy that I'm fucking, I could have one tall blonde guy and one sexy tall black guy, and like have the variety versus just one other co-talent.
Yeah, who doesn't like a fucking group thing?
You need Baskin Robbins level flavor. We need 32. 32.
Yeah, 32 flavors. Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Well, it sounds like too, because you and I talked a bit in the DMs and shit about you, and you've been very busy when it comes to group play, to group sex, to orgies, to gangbang. So, tell myself and the audience what you've been up to like this last like 6 or 7 weeks, really.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The past like 6 weeks have been crazy. So I mean, I released my first anal about like 6 weeks ago, which was awesome.
To your OnlyFans?
It's on my OnlyFans. It's on my VennyVids. That went really well. And then I also had the swap I was just talking about, but I had my first like gangbang day with 7 guys, but that was insane. So like I did not think when scheduling these 2 shoots because I just want to fuck and work.
Yeah.
And I scheduled my day with glory hole swallows and cumsters the day before I had another gig in Florida with VR. So VR banger, or not VR bangers, I think VR MILF or something. And it was insane because I went to Arizona. I didn't even get there until 3 a.m. because my flight was delayed. Wake up at like 6, so get like 3 hours of sleep. Go to this like scene at 9. Find out it's a gangbang, a threesome massage parlor scene with handjobs, and then 2 glory hole scenes. So a total of 20 guys in one day.
Oh my
and then at the end of it, a girl on girl scene after all this. Then I flew back to Miami with no sleep. And I just drive as fast as possible from the Miami airport to my apartment because I have to be at the VR shoot at 10 a.m. the next day. And I make it on time.
Of course you do.
And show up and do it.
Oh my God.
That was with Nikki Rebel too. And somehow the VR shoot went fantastic. I think it helped having him there because I was doing good despite no sleep.
Yeah. Why that's...
And fucking 22 people.
Wow.
22 people in 24 hours.
That's crazy. That's like you're getting up into like Lily Phillips fucking early numbers there. Yeah.
Okay, but if I ever challenge them, like here's my thing. I'm a quality and quantity
Sure,
girl.
yeah.
So like I made all 22 of those people come.
Oh, okay. See, that's
so I would want, if I was gonna go for like 100, I would actually make sure they enjoyed it. I'm like, Lily, not to talk too much.
Oh
trash,
shit. Oh, but like, you know, I've met her and interviewed her a couple times at AVN. She's lovely, she's great, or whatever. Maybe this is you just like throwing the gauntlet down, like a friendly challenge.
Yeah, I mean, you know, why can't a little innocent marathon runner come join in the arena?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the challenge is been set. Like I think so. So you're saying, I'm saying
you should make them all come.
Okay, yeah. Which you did with this 22 person thing.
I even made the girl come a couple times. She was like, "Oh, when can we collab again?" I'm like, whenever you want.
Yeah, for sure. How many times did you come during that day?
I don't remember. Like there was so much sex. Like it definitely broke my record because I was like in between. Once it got towards the end of the day, in between the actual gangbang, because the gangbang was one of the last scenes, and then the girl on girl was right after it. I drank like a whole bottle of Gatorade before the girl on girl, and I had been drinking all day, but just because and snacking, like just to keep my energy.
Oh yeah.
Lots of bodies.
Yeah, it's a ton. What was your orgasm record before you walked into that arena?
Oh, I think it was like 27 in one session, and that was like 4 hours of effort.
Wow. Yeah.
I had to have gotten off more than that. I lost count because there's just like so many penises. I can't count everything. I can count penises. I can count hands. I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's how it goes. I mean, that's the thing about a fucking orgy or gangbang or whatever. Like you have no idea who's where and what and whole and whatever, you know?
It's just a good time.
Exactly. Yeah. So you show up that day, and what do they put you through first? A fucking orgy or a glory hole?
Yeah, they put the glory holes first, and like they're the hand job very first. So like whatever took the least effort in terms of like messing up hair and makeup and like physical effort, they put that first, and then led it up to the orgy or to the gangbang, which was the 7 guys. And then there was some crossover, so some of the guys did like multiple of those scenes with me that day, but it was really interesting. I liked how he ran it because he did give me like a separate space where he was very, in between scenes, he was very relaxed about like taking my time, and he's like, you know, we don't want you to pass out, so like of course if you need an extra minute to just like drink more, eat more, vape more, just relax more before the next scene, that was fine. So that was nice. Like I didn't feel rushed through the day with him.
Well, I hear a lot about this company, Glory Hole Swallows, because I've had a lot of people on who've done the Glory Hole Swallows thing, and they all say the same thing, that they enjoyed themselves so much and they want to do it again, but then they reach out to the company and never hear back, which they must be like really busy or something over there or what? Because these are big stars that want to do it again.
I think he has to be, and he probably gets requests from a lot of new girls, because I know with me, he reached out to me back in September, but I guarantee he probably gets a ton of requests, because it was only when I followed back with him, like it was just a good time. Like I followed up with him like probably a month and a half ago,
Yeah.
and just was like, hey, like I'm going to be back in town, and he was like, you don't even need to be, we'll fly you back out, like here's dates. So I think it's just a matter of just circling back, because sometimes it seems like directors and producers like definitely go through that, where it's like their inbox is probably insane. So like even if they do really like a girl, they might forget that she was even on the roster just because they have like 100 messages and you just have to reach out.
Yeah. And I've seen like clips of some of their stuff, and it's really good, high quality shit too, which is cool. Yeah.
And he dresses the girls. Like he has trunks. He dresses us, which was really nice. Like we all love free lingerie and the swag.
Yeah, I mean, that just sounds like a good director, that they have a vibe in their mind that they want to pick a person to portray that vibe. And that's what's so great about porn that doesn't get enough credit, I think, is the little tiny intricacies and things that sort of make you horny, where you don't even realize that that's what's making you horny, right? It's like the way someone not only is like taking a dick, sure, but like what are they wearing? What do they look like? Like what are they sounding like? What's their attitude? What's the storyline? I mean, I'm a big storyline guy in porn, so there's that. So I just feel like, we appreciate good direction in porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need that. We need it for good movies.
Yeah.
Good long porn movies.
Yeah. Have you ever been to or done a glory hole situation like in real life?
I haven't, but I've seen more and more like people building their own and doing their own creative things. So I kind of want to do some kind of creative glory hole, but I don't know like how I would theme it. Like, people do all sorts of like weird, crazy things. So like, maybe like Tetrisy, different positions.
Yeah, see,
cut out.
No, that's actually like really on point, because I just who was it? I was talking to this. I was talking to a few people, but I was talking to Taylor Vixen, and she went to like a swingers party, and she was like, they had there was a glory hole room, but then it was like also where the girls are basically like behind like a wall, and it's just like their like pussy and asshole is available, and you can't see the girl or whatever, so the people can't see each other, and you can like have sex with, and it's not just blowjobs and hand jobs. It's like you could fuck somebody without seeing their face or whatever. And then I was talking to somebody else about how sometimes they'll have it to where it's like cut off like right at that kind of shit. So you're right. It is like a Tetris glory hole. I don't know.
I love it though. Like I do like the glory holes. I think they're really cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's just something to the idea. Like it's that ultimate mystery, I would say, right?
Like free use. Yeah. Like freeze. I like that. That's hot to me. I had a great time. And I'm sure my fans will see that in the glory hole swallow scene.
Oh my God. Yeah. So, okay. So then you did, and if I fuck this up, just correct me, obviously, but you did 2 orgies and 2 gangbangs in the last 6 weeks?
So 2 glory holes, 2 gangbangs, and 1 orgy.
Okay.
Just 1.
All right. So the gang
and 1 swap.
Okay, swap meaning like you and someone else swap partners?
Yeah, that was me, Jay Myers, James Angel, and Renee Rose.
That's a lot of fucking stuff. The gangbangs, well, let's do this. The glory holes, like those dudes are like coming on your face, coming in your mouth. What? Both?
Yeah, and like, oh my God, one of the dudes. And somehow it just depends on the guy and like where they're at in the scene. He tried, like the director obviously tries not to do it on the first one because they want a variety, but if it happens, it happens. Like they kind of let you go with
Just
the
kind of,
flow
yeah.
and see what the boys do.
So some of the guys you're like sucking off until they come like on your face or something. Other guys you're jerking off. And then some guys you're actually like fucking like through the wall.
Yes.
Yeah. See, that's how you run a glory hole, people. I hope everyone's taking notes, right?
Yeah, take notes.
Yeah. Okay. And then in the 2 gangbangs, how many people? You said 7 in one of the gangbangs, and then was it how many was
4 last week, and that was so hot.
Okay.
For cream piled.
Okay, so the one with 4, can we count it as a gangbang if it's 4, or is it just a 5-some?
I feel like it can count.
I mean, yeah, you can whatever you say goes. I feel like it's your life and your career, your body. You're making the rules. I always thought 5 and up was a gangbang, but like I don't, it's up to you.
I feel like the line blurs.
It does
like,
blur, yeah.
Some people consider it 4, some people consider it 5.
Either way.
I consider it multiple guys.
Yeah, either way, it's hardcore. So all 4 of those guys came inside you, like one after the other?
Yeah, and it was really, really hot. Another super packing guy, but they were all really good about like reading my cues and stuff, and like being able to choke and spank correctly without like it being a like harmful thing or like leaving marks is such a huge deal. And all 4 of them did such an awesome job of like being forceful and being aggressive without doing it in a way where I felt overwhelmed or like concerned. It was a lot of fun. I'm sure the director is excited. He told me, he's like, we need to book you back again. I'm like, definitely. Like I love gangbangs. If I can be a gangbang queen, I would not mind that. Yeah.
I mean, that's a great thing to be known for too in the industry. Come on, yeah, and they're just like gaining popularity. It's crazy. Like who thought? I mean, who would have thought they could be any more popular? And now here we are in all this new territory.
If gangbangs became the norm, there would be no male loneliness epidemic because they'd all be getting fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. I totally agree with you.
Gangbangs would save men from their loneliness.
Gangbangs to the rescue, like for real.
Make gangbangs amazing. make gangbangs popular.
Something, yeah, for sure. When when you were talking about the choking stuff, right? Because I think this is important. Again, we're on the consent shit, which is so important. But when you say they were choking you the right way, can you talk about what the right way is to choke you? Because I know it's different for everybody, but I want to push into this because I think we don't talk. I just talked about it on a previous episode, but I think it's really important to bring up again with you because you're such a pro and you're incredibly intelligent with this kind of stuff. And so, like, can you talk about the right way to choke someone during sex?
Yeah, so I mean, of course, without the intention of having them pass out. And I know asphyxiation is like kink. I have an asphyxiation kink, but the reality is it's as kinky and sexy as it sounds, like it isn't safe to like be willingly making yourself pass out. I can't control what other people do, but like I'm a big advocate for health in general, and especially in this sphere, making sure that we're doing what's healthy and safe. With choking, and me specifically, I love being choked harder than I should be choked. But like when I am being choked, when they do it in a way that I'm not struggling to breathe, like where I can still breathe without much of a struggle, then it's good. If I'm out of breath while they're doing it, it just gets so dangerous when you're doing it with multiple guys for long periods of time. So like having men who are aware of their strength and aware of what they can do to you with just a little bit more or a little bit less effort, it's so key. And I felt like, shout out to all 4 of those guys. They were so professional and wonderful. I was teasing them afterwards, like, all 4 of you, whenever I'm in Vegas, like individually too. I'm like, I'm not picky here. Like,
give me a call.
Totally work it out.
Yeah. And choking, like they're squeezing, like, let's get basic about this for a second. They're squeezing from the side, not the center. They're not crushing your Adam's apple.
Precisely. Yeah. Like they're not trying to break your neck. And I think like,
no, it really is. Yeah. And like, you're right. Some people are into it. I actually had someone on the show that said you know.
I am. Admittedly, I am too. But like, I don't want to die if you don't finish.
Yeah, you have to know when to like. This person said, it's Coco Bay. Actually, she's on the show, and she's great. And she was talking about, you know, she loves it to the point of where it's a little insane and things start to go blurry, and then you let up. And I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, but you have to really know that. You have to know, like, someone. There has to be kind of like a fucking. If it's a new partner, you should have some sort of signal
like,
or something.
I'm sure it's totally different. If you're with someone you've been with for like 10 years that like knows your limits and you have a very good channel of communication with each other, that's a totally different story. With a new partner, oh my gosh, it's just so risky. Like, I think consent should be a big part of that. And deciding, like, even in porn where they ask us, like, how do you like to be spanked? If so, how hard? Like, stuff like that. And I'm glad that they do ask those questions because, I mean, some girls are into more rough play and then some aren't. And same with guys. Some guys love, I always ask, like, how do you like your balls played with? And I learned that I think from Summer Vixen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I remember her asking, and I was like, that's so considerate. She's like, yeah, I think it matters. And that's just, like, so sweet that she even, like, asked people. So I started asking guys, because some guys are totally fine with you going really rough on them. Other guys, that is not their idea of a fun time. So you have to ask.
Yeah. I love that you just reversed that. So the guys can get a kind of idea of, like, to ask or whatever. But I mean,
or scratching. I'm sure it annoys guys. Like, if some guys aren't into scratching and girls, you know, we don't think about it kind of the same way guys don't think about grabbing girls too hard and they bruise us. So it's like, but if you tell us I don't like being scratched, then like I wouldn't scratch a guy. Like, that's fine.
For me personally, like I've been in that situation a couple of times where it's like a one night stand or someone trying to be horny and they just like rip your back apart. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, no. But what's funny is you're so right, because the consent thing, you know, in the adult industry is wonderful, but in real life it's so bad. I mean, I can remember, you know, one time I was like a kind of a one night thing, you know, and I was just so used to like, oh, I like spit on a girl's pussy and then like rub the clit or whatever, right? So I go and I spit on the I didn't, I mean, we were going for it, right? And so I like spit on this girl's pussy and she was like, like, you fucking flipped out. It was like, why would you spit? Yeah, she was like, that's disrespectful.
You hawked to it on it and she was mad.
Yeah, hawked to it on it, and she's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that to her? She's beautiful. And I'm like, oh shit, time to get an Uber. Yeah. And like, you know,
you're like, I did not intend for that to happen.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a big fucking deal, but in hindsight, like, I should have asked, you know, like I
That's really funny to me, just because in porn, like, that seems so wild. But yeah, like if she hates it, you know, you didn't know though.
She flipped the fuck out. She screamed like loud. I was like, oh, I didn't know. Like, did I have like a gum in my mouth or something that whacked her in the fucking bean or something? I have no idea at all. But
the only thing I can think of that female porn stars can relate to is like the hair pulling thing. When guys assume they can pull our hair, and all of us, like 75% of us, have extensions, including myself. I'm like, no,
yeah.
You're gonna pull it out.
Don't pull my hat out. Yeah, yeah. Like, that's not.
Give me alopecia. Goddamn.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole. Yeah, this is why you need to have these little conversations. Like, you know, like I could have said, I could have made it sexy somehow. Like, I could have figured something out. I could have.
Oh my god, the other day even, and sometimes you have to repeat it, which is okay. But it's like, when I work with smaller studios, this isn't as big of a deal in the mainstream, because like mainstream, they're so strict that I feel like this stuff gets cut in the butt pretty quick. But like with smaller studios, unfortunately, it's usually only like 1 to 5 people maybe, and so you're answering to just that one person who doesn't answer to anyone. And like one guy recently I was working with, he went to pull the hair, and it's just so awkward, because it's like, it's not even just like the fact of consent. It's also like during a shoot, you don't want that awkward moment that you have to cut out now of me being like, hey, not the hair. Like, that's not sexy. Now you have to cut out that 10 seconds. Like, cringy, so cringe,
Yeah.
so cringe, man, when you break consent.
Well, and then it fucks up the flow. You're right. Yeah, for sure. Bouncing back, which that sounds sexual, but everything sounds sexual on Sex Party. But bouncing back to the 7-guy gangbang, talk a little bit about what that was like. Because 7 guys, that's like no small feat.
That was a little overwhelming. Just because, like I can't take on 7 guys at one time.
Mm-hmm.
There were some guys sitting back and watching, whereas there were more willing participants. I always love seeing who's first, because I feel like the first is like usually the most like aggressive and eager of the group.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that's just, I'm about that energy, so I always get really excited for that, and they just break the ice for the group.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. We're in the game now. Let's play some ball.
So that's your leader, and you kind of sort of follow his lead at first, I would imagine, right?
Yeah. Then bounce around.
Yeah, bounce around. Yeah.
And there's I feel like I don't like kissing during gangbangs and stuff like that unless the guys are into it. Because at the orgy, like that was fine. The 4 guys that were involved, that was an OnlyFans thing. They were all bisexual, so it's not as big of a deal to be saliva swapping in a. I think all of us are all of us in that video are bisexual. It's a lot less serious to be like kissing each other whenever we're all okay with that. Versus like if you're in a gangbang with guys who maybe all of them are straight.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like the polite thing to do to kiss them, but like you show them in other ways, you appreciate them. Like I just was having a really good time. I love giving blowjobs. I said this on your show last time. They were one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah. How intense did it get? I mean, did you do like a DP thing or no?
We didn't. I haven't done my first DP yet, but I do want to.
Yeah.
I do want to in the future. That's a goal. I also want to do DVP, and I think DVP is going to happen before DP, just because I'm so new to anal, and like I already Turk jucking my pussy on porn, dude. Scenario than the DP, at least for now.
Yeah, the turducken pussy. I forgot about it until you just yeah, that's fucking wild. That's fucking wild.
I know. I feel like, people forget about this. I'm like, it's a good scene.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, and that's crazy because again, I've had a lot of people on the show recently who are talking about how they're going to do DVP or have done DVP before they're doing anal or DP. So I think it's very interesting that's where we're headed in porn. It's very, very interesting. And you need 2 guys that are comfortable with each other if they're not bi, or we just, whether they're bi or not, you need to be comfortable with each other because your dicks are going to touch. And I got news for everybody. When you do a DP, you're going to feel the other guy's fucking cock. So you need to like get over it or not do it.
You need to be a professional.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Do you know when you might do DVP or DP?
I don't yet. And I'm glad I took the pressure off myself for anal because I felt like I was more apt to try it once I kind of like took like a deadline off it. Because at first I wanted to do it by like a certain amount of time. I think it was like a few months or 6 months or whatever. Like, and I put too much pressure on myself versus actually enjoying it. And once I let that go and just like enjoyed the process, it was a totally different experience and I had more fun with it. So I'm going to approach DP and DVP that way so that it's an organic and more fun, natural experience versus something that's forced. Because one thing I take pride in so far that I want to keep moving forward is my ability to be very like real and passionate on camera. I want every single thing I produce to have the same level of passion and energy. And I think, it goes with making sure like offset I'm comfortable. And then that way, by the time I get on set with what I'm doing, it's like, all right, let's go. I know exactly what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, no, I mean that you're definitely a professional. And I think that you know that your passion is what sets you apart probably from a lot of other performers or makes you stand out, you know, in the field that you're in. And so to do it that way, I think is really fucking great. When you did do the anal, was that for OnlyFans or for mainstream?
So it was for a smaller studio, so not mainstream, but like he allowed me. I worked out a deal with him because normally it just goes on his site, Girls Do Bondage. But he knew it was my first anal, so I worked out a deal with him where it was like a paid trade.
Yeah.
So I still got the footage, but I also got paid, which was wonderful.
Yeah.
And I mean, I recommend more girls try to do that because it's like your first anal is valuable, and not only should you be paid for it, but like a good producer will understand why you would also want that footage, especially if it's your first time ever. Like, I had never had anal sex before that. So I think it's well within my reason to ask, like, hey, can I keep this video and like sell it on my own page? And you know, I'm not selling it cheaper than his. I'm selling it at the same rate as his.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, like that's a very, very vulnerable side of my career that I want to show. And so I should own it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, how did the anal go? Did you enjoy yourself? Are we going to be doing more of it? Did you have an orgasm, an anal orgasm?
Yes, I did. It was a lot of fun. What really helped was that I was just so relaxed for the scene, and I did prep just like everybody else. But it was really nice because instead of like having a crazy strict agenda in terms of like order of sex, he actually let me have anal first during the day, which was fantastic because we got the anal scene out of the way. He edited it, like I have the final video up on my OnlyFans. He edited it in the way that like it was at the end. But like, it was really nice because instead of stressing out the whole day about fasting and like how I'm feeling, what's nice is it broke me in a way that I felt relaxed, where it's like right after anal, I was able to sit down. He's like, take a break, eat, have breakfast, like take a shower, and being able to take like that hard break in between like the harder scene to film and everything else was so nice because it made the anal scene perfect because I enjoyed it the whole time and I felt less stressed the whole time. And then the rest of the day was a cakewalk because it's like, man, like I felt really good about myself. I just successfully had anal, and I'm glad he let me do that because I know like not all studios work that way, but at least doing that broke me into it and got me to a place where like now I feel comfortable practicing and getting to a place where I can hopefully do it on command for these studios.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the 7-guy, who we're bouncing back again, in the 7-guy gangbang, where did they end up coming? Was it like cream pies? Was it on your face, in your mouth? Was it multiple?
Multiple places.
Okay.
So none of them. This was before anal, and I mean even this last gangbang, even though it was after, I wasn't prepped, so it was just a BG gangbang, no anal. And yeah, all over my mouth, all over my face, cream pie. They all cream pied me, but for the 7-guy, all over. So like mouth, face, on the ass, in the pussy, just all over.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Jade Greene, thank you so much for being on Sex Party again. It's always awesome. I consider you a friend. It's always awesome to have you on the show. Let's remind these party going wackos, right? We love them, and they love all of my craziness. They love all your craziness, and they're crazy just like us. And so let's remind them not only where they can find you on social media like Instagram and Twitter and all the things, but where they can find you on OnlyFans or ManyVids or wherever, and just dump out just buckets and buckets and buckets of cash like all over you.
Yes, I love that. I love having cash dumped on me and cum. Both of those things are great. You can find me mainly on OnlyFans, of course, at Greene Queen. Green with an extra E, so Greene Queen. And then my ex has all of my spicy links. So if you go to my ex, which is Jade Greene Books, again, Green with the extra E, you can go on there, and in my bio it has my link me, which has all of my spicy links, including like my Pornhub, my many vids, my new Fansly that I am just starting, and then Red Gifts, Reddit, all that fun stuff.
Amazing. Well, it's always amazing. I keep saying amazing. Why? Well, let's say it one more time. Amazing. It's wonderful to have you on the show. I can't wait to have you back. We'll have to talk about it in a second when I stop recording. But thank you so much for being on the show this week.
Oh, thank you.
Talk soon. Big thank you to my guest, Jade Greene, for being with me on the show this week again. Make sure you go check out everything she is doing. Go follow her on social media. Go buy a bunch of content. Enjoy yourselves. Spend some money. Go check out the anal scene. Go check out the mouse scene. Check it all out. If you're loving guests like Jade, but you're mainly, you'll see Jade again. She will be back. But you're mainly just loving Sex Party. You're loving all the guests. You're still down with all my bullshit, and you want to show that love, that appreciation, that desire for more Sex Party, what can you do? Well, if you're listening to this on platforms like Apple and Spotify, you could leave a rating, you could leave a review. I will appreciate those things dearly. But if you're not subscribed, forget leaving a rating, forget leaving a review, just click subscribe. It takes 1 or 2 seconds, depending on the day you're having, and it means the world to me. If you are already subscribed, you are free to leave a rating or leave a review. But, I would rather have you just subscribe and move on with your life. If you are subscribed on Apple, or you think that you are subscribed on Apple, they've been doing a weird thing where they've been unsubscribing people from certain shows for whatever reason. So go to Apple Podcasts. Go to Sex Party with Dustin Rybka. In the upper right-hand corner, if you see a pause button, tap it, toggle on down the menu to resume subscription, resume downloads. Boom, you're re-subscribed. If you're watching on YouTube, I love you. I see you. I appreciate you. If you're watching on YouTube, would you ever have sex with someone in a giant mouse costume? Let me know in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to show some love, some appreciation, some anger, or some rage towards the show, how can you do that? Well, you could like this video. You could like all the videos. You could dislike all the videos. You could leave a comment, whether positive or negative. I will engage with you back and forth. But the main thing you want to do, whether you love the show or you hate the show, is you want to make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new episode every single Wednesday. As always, I'm available in the DMs on Instagram, and I will see you all right back here next week.
Thanks for listening. The party continues next week. Click subscribe and let's make this a regular thing. Follow the show on Instagram and Twitter at SexPartyFM. Follow Dustin at Dustin Rybka.